This deserted manor house used to be in the centre of one of Britain's thriving weaving communities until a local invention, which kick-started the Industrial Revolution, turned it into a ghost town. Find out where I am in just a moment. On today's show, I'm seeking out a property for a buyer who's after a romantic cottage with roses around the door. And her dad's come along to offer practical advice. Along the way, we really come up trumps at one house.
Moving in now, tomorrow.
And then our mystery house delivers some real surprises.
I mean, having a sort of your own turret. Never had one of those before.
Today we're in Lancashire, a county that has strong ties to the weaving industry. But back in the mid-18th century, it all took place on a cottage level. It was in the homes of weavers in little rural villages like this one, Wycoller. That is until the invention of a local man, James Hargreave, who came up with the spinning jenny, a machine that took multiple threads from one wheel. That changed everything, and all the home workers had to abandon their villages and go and work in the power looms of the mills. I'm going to be exploring Lancashire's textile history later in the show, but take a look at some of the other things that make this county's fabric great. Lancashire lies in the northwest of England and borders 5 other counties, including North and West Yorkshire to the east and Cumbria to the north. Agriculture represents the major land use here, with sheep and beef farming dominating through the uplands, while dairy farming is a key feature of the lowlands, as well as in the Ribble and Lune valleys. However, the county is home to a variety of natural landscapes. On the coast, Morecambe Bay is fed by 5 rivers, and over 120 square miles of sand are revealed when the tide goes out. While further inland, the Forest of Bowland was declared an area of outstanding natural beauty in 1964. On the property price front, Lancashire is good news. The average price for a detached house here is £207,000, which is £48,000 less than the national average. It gets a bit more pricey if you go south of here to the beautiful Ribble Valley, which I believe is where the Queen has said that she would happily retire, though she and I will have to pay a little bit more for the privilege. It's 50% above the average down there. If the royal pound is to be stretched a little further, then Her Majesty will have to move into the countryside around Preston and Blackpool. But wherever she moves, she or I, royalty or commoner alike, Lancashire has a rich potpourri of different architectural styles. It's no surprise that Lancashire's farming roots have had an influence on the properties round here. From stone-built houses to farm workers' cottages, there's something for every budget. This 3-bed limestone barn conversion in Halton is on the market for just under £450,000. A reminder of Lancashire's industrial past can be found in villages such as Wycoller. The restored weavers' cottages here are a symbol of the prolific textile industry that thrived in these areas. This 4-bed house is currently on the market for £495,000. Evidence of this industrial era is dotted all over the county. For example, here in Helmshire, where mill owner William Turner had homes built for the mill workers. This 3-bed cottage in the village is priced at £200,000. As you can see, Lancashire wears its industrial heritage on its sleeve. But is it going to be to the taste of our home buyer today? Let's meet her. School bursar Angela has lived in her flat in Scotland's capital city of Edinburgh for the past 7 years. Now that she's been offered a job in Casterton on the Lancashire borders, she's ready for a new life in the country, and one that will allow her to get closer to family.
Edinburgh's a lovely city and I've really enjoyed being here, and there's always lots to do, lots of culture. But I crave my own front door. I live in a tenement block, community living, noisy streets, police sirens in the middle of the night. Peace and quiet of the country would be lovely. Mum and Dad are not getting any younger, are you?
No, that's right.
And it'd be nicer to be nearer to them. My son Anthony's at university now, so he's basically flown the nest.
Angela's father, Norman, who lives in West Yorkshire, is acting as companion and advisor on her property search.
My role in looking at these houses is to spot any possible flaws. 4 eyes are better than 2.
I've got sort of a romantic notion, and I'll fall in love with somewhere, and Dad will probably see that the back of the house is falling down or something, but I probably wouldn't see that.
As well as doing the house hunt together, father and daughter both share a passion for all things culinary.
I'm a very keen cook, as is Dad. We've travelled all over the place, haven't we, doing different cookery courses. Try and get away once a year and try something new.
So somewhere to practice her recipes will be top of Angela's wish list for her new rural home.
I think when Angela moves to Lancashire is going to be a bit of a shock to start with, especially the quiet country life.
I'm looking forward to it, though. I think I'm a country girl at heart, really. My ideal property would be a traditional cottage type of property. Lots of character. Beams, open fireplace, roses round the door.
With that idyllic dream home in mind, let's talk money.
The budget for the move is £250,000.
Angela needs to be within 20 minutes' drive of Casterton for her new job, and preferably a couple of hours from her parents in Yorkshire. So we'll be house hunting in the north of the county, close to the border with Cumbria. I met her and Dad Norman in Lancashire to find out more about what she would like from her new country home. Welcome to Lancashire. This is what's ahead of you, Angela.
Yes, can't wait.
You must know it, Norman. It's not far from where you're living,
No, it's not.
which is part of the reason why we want to get you down here. Now, in terms of the house that you're looking for, tell me a bit about your spec. What exactly are you, your dream property, what will it look like?
A dream property would have lots of character. Not necessarily old, but as long as there's plenty of character. 2 bedrooms, minimum. Parking, oh, it's a nightmare in Edinburgh. So to be able to just pull up outside my own house and it would be nice.
And in terms of you say 2 bedrooms, what else?
A nice kitchen, keen cook, so kitchen's important. An open fire would be icing on the cake.
And what about garden? Are you a keen gardener?
A small garden. I'm not a keen gardener.
Not green-fingered?
No, but I'd like to be.
Do you think that sounds doable?
I would think so.
And are you here to kind of... What's your kind of role in the house search?
Well, I'm here basically because of my acute hearing to listen for the death watch beating.
We wouldn't take you to a house that had
I'm
death
sure you
watch for. And in terms of location, where, I mean, obviously you want to be... So we're kind of up in the borders, really. So we're kind of close to Cumbria, close to Yorkshire, close to Lancashire. But do you have a strong feeling for any of those?
The whole area around sort of Casterton is beautiful, so a nice village location would be nice.
What's your budget?
It's £250,000. So
But you're only looking for two bedrooms, so that's doable. And we found 3 very nice properties.
great.
So should we go and look?
Yes, definitely.
Follow me. Angela has £250,000 to spend, and her list of must-haves include a study, a country kitchen, a minimum of 2 bedrooms, a small garden, and space to park her car. We found 3 fantastic properties which we think will really inspire her. At each one, I'll be asking them both to guess the price before I reveal it. And one, of course, will be our mystery house, which we're hoping will be a towering success. So time to get our property search underway. With location top of the agenda, we're heading to the village of Whittington, set in the Lune Valley. Angela would only have a 10-minute drive to Casterton, and it's around 70 miles from Norman's house in Yorkshire. While the amenities here are limited to a local pub, we're just a couple of miles from the Cumbrian town of Kirkby Lonsdale, which has had a market charter since 1227 and is a thriving centre for local produce. We popped into John Natlayson's specialist cheese shop to find out more about the importance of food to the area. John, hello.
Hi, Alistair.
Hard at work?
Hi, nice to
This
see
is
you.
Angela and her dad, Norman.
Hi,
Hello,
nice to meet
Angela.
you.
Hi,
Angela
Norman.
may well be moving into the neighbourhood.
Well, that's
Yes.
very nice to hear. It's a wonderful place to live.
It's beautiful. It really
And
is.
a foodie capital. I had no idea that Kirkby was such a foodie heaven.
It is. It's an absolute mecca for food enthusiasts, from the local producers to the local shops. to all of the bars and restaurants that are actually within walking distance of Kirby Lonsdale. That's the great thing about it. You don't have to kind of walk out or get a taxi or anything. Everything is in the centre of town, within easy walking distance.
What other suppliers are there? You do cheese. I noticed there was a butcher's next door.
There's a fantastic butcher's next door, regularly wins awards, and every Thursday there's a market in the square with, I suppose, the emphasis there really being on fine food.
Thank you very much for taking the time. It's a wonderful shop.
Okay.
And I'll have to persuade her to buy the next house.
Excellent. Well,
Thank
good
you.
luck. Thank you.
Just 2 miles down the road is Whittington, where we find our first property, a stone-built Victorian terraced house dating back to 1895. So, here is house number 1.
Pretty. Yes,
very
yeah,
nice.
that's nice. Bay window, I like bay windows.
Norman, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it looks nice. I'd like something that I live in at the moment.
It's got roses around the door. See, they're the bits I look at.
That was one of your requirements, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well done, us, for finding that. Shall we get in?
Yes.
Angela appears happy with this pretty terraced house from the outside, thanks to the roses in the windows. Now let's see what she and Norman think of the interior. Straight into the front room. With these big, high windows looking out over the field.
That is a lovely view, isn't it?
What would you do?
Yeah, it's not like a view at the window as
The
well.
view is lovely.
But what about the room?
The room feels quite spacious. Nice high ceilings. It's okay, it's a reasonable size.
Well, this is not the only reception room. There's another. Angela's reaction to the living room was quietly polite, but I think she'll be struck by what the dining room delivers. So, another room at the back.
Now we're talking.
Ah, this is more to your
Yes.
liking.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
So you're not shortchanged on the fire?
No, this
Yeah,
is perfect.
I quite like this as well.
Yeah, and this is a bonus. I don't have a dining room in my current flat, so
right.
this is plus points there. Love the fireplace. Look, it's gorgeous.
I'm glad Angela is warming to the charms of this property. Let's hope the kitchen measures up. Is the good mood continuing?
Compact, quite well designed, I think. Not a lot of workspace, is there?
That's another thing about Victorian houses. Kitchens were really for servants, so they weren't very luxurious.
I don't mind the galley style because that's very practical in terms of movements and everything. But I can see myself here actually, trying to plate food up and pans, and where do you put everything?
So, Mr. Practical, what are your thoughts about the kitchen?
Yes, if it was me, I'd like a bigger kitchen.
Right.
But this is obviously quite practical.
Let's go upstairs. Well, practical is good, so maybe Angela could live with a smaller kitchen than she'd hoped for. As we head upstairs, there's more space than they might expect, with 3 bedrooms, one of which could be used as a study and comes with a lovely cast iron fireplace, and another which could be ideal for her son when he comes to stay. And these share a very generously sized bathroom with wood flooring. But we're heading for what could be Angela's sleeping domain. This is the biggest room. They're using it as the master bedroom.
It's quite a size.
It is, isn't it?
It's a fireplace.
Got a beautiful Victorian cast iron fireplace with
That's
the
lovely.
original ceramic tiles.
I like the dual windows.
Pretty light.
Beautiful
And the
view as
view,
well. Your view
yes.
over the kind of like freshly mown field and the church.
Lovely. That view every morning, you wouldn't even need to close the curtains, would you? It'd be just lovely.
So a very good reaction upstairs. Outside, the space is subdivided into a communal parking area, which gives Angela room for 2 cars. And then this leads to her lawn and patio, which has views of the Loon Valley. So this area is a bit more private. But up front, it's definitely more open plan.
It's different. It's not ideal. I could probably live with it if the house is right, then you never get everything, do you? You don't ever get perfection, so there's got to be some compromise somewhere.
So how much do you think the house costs?
I think it's at the top end of the budget. I think it's, let's go for 245.
Norman?
I think about 210.
Well, you're not quite there. It is actually right at the top of your budget. It's £5 short of £250,000.
Thought it would be near the top, with the number of rooms, really.
Well, I'm going to send you back in, have a look round and I'll see you out the front and then we can go from there.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Just within budget, at a shade under £250,000, this characterful Victorian terrace is very conveniently located for Angela's commute and offers a rustic-style kitchen, 3 bedrooms, one of which could be used as a study, a pretty garden with views, and the private parking space she asked for.
The bits I love about the house, I love this room, I love the fireplace, I love the large bathroom. When I first went into the kitchen, I was slightly concerned about the worktop, but sure it could be redesigned in some way to have a little bit more workspace.
Big plus is, of course, the 3 bedrooms. But the disappointment, basically, for me, I think, was the kitchen was a little small. And Angela loves cooking, so she tends to spread everything all over the place when she's making some of her more intricate recipes.
They really are friendly in Lancashire, because look, shared front gardens, shared back gardens. You have to really like your neighbours.
Door knocker.
Hello.
Hi.
Have you spotted?
That's an omen. There's a Highland piper on the door.
That means you have to buy the house, Angela. But not before you've seen the others. Come on, let's go and see house number 2. Lancashire possesses a rich and varied rural landscape, including the rivers and woodland of the Ribble Valley, which fall within the protected area of the Forest of Bowland. At its heart lies the historic market town of Clitheroe, whose Norman castle is said to be the smallest in England from that era. Because of its long-standing market tradition and the array of independent food retailers in the town, Clitheroe should prove an ideal destination for avid cook Angela to source ingredients once she makes her move here. The surrounding countryside is well suited to producing one of Lancashire's renowned edible commodities, cheese. At Beasley Farm, they'd been making cheese to a family recipe for 30 years, using milk from their own dairy herd. We arranged for Angela and Norman to meet third-generation cheesemaker Graham Kirkham and find out more about this traditional process.
What type of cattle do you have here? What breed?
We have Holstein Friesians, but more on the Friesian, really, so they're quite a big, heavy cow. The reason for that is the style of milk we want, really. We want this, you know, high-protein, high-fat milk. What we need, really, to make the style of cheese that we make. We'll get some wellies and some whites on, and you can come into the dairy and make some fabulous Lancashire cheese.
Great.
Come on.
Thank you.
Lancashire cheese making can be traced back to the 12th century when King John granted Preston a royal charter to host an annual cheese fair. So having gone through the process of taking the milk, starter cultures or good bacteria are added, followed by rennet, an enzyme that coagulates the milk. The resulting mass is then cut into pieces to begin the separation of the liquid or whey from the milk solids or curds. These are then heated before being drained. And it highlights the handmade element of the process.
So is your cheese really crumbly?
What we make isn't a crumbly cheese. It's and I think, well, I know, the true traditional Lancashire will be sort of really flaky and buttery. It will crumble, but it'll be like really soft and delicate, creamy, but not heavy.
After draining, the cheese then goes through a peg mill to be ground up into small pieces. Salt is then added for taste and as a preservative before the cheese goes back into the mill again. Then we're on to the next stage, putting it into a mould or cheese pot.
It takes a gallon to produce a pound of cheese. Gallon of milk, pound of cheese. So these old farmers, they would only have a few pints, a few gallons. They'd no refrigeration, they couldn't keep milk, but they can keep this. They can keep curd. Curd lasts for a few days.
After pressing, the cheese is left to mature for up to 24 months, after which the time is definitely ripe to sample some.
So that should be really sort of quite creamy, that. But it's not too heavy, it's sort of still broken and fluffy. That's exactly what I'm looking for, that. Yeah, there you go. What do you think?
Gorgeous.
Having been given a taste of Lancashire's dairy farming heritage, the search for Angela's creme de la creme country house continues. For our second property, we've hopped over the border into Cumbria, to the hamlet of Old Hutton. We're 20 minutes from Angela's job in Casterton and just within 2 hours' drive of her parents in West Yorkshire. This peaceful community has a public hall and a church that dates back to the 1870s. Our second house is a stone and slate cottage built in the 1900s, which has stunning views over towards the Lake District. I am looking forward to showing you this one. House number 2. Come right up to the gate so you get the full glory of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's nice.
That is gorgeous. Where's my checkbook?
Ah, that's what we like.
Reminds me of my grandmother's place back in Ireland.
Ah, I think we've done well, right?
I think you've done very well, yes.
Very good.
It's stunning. It's just... Can we go in?
It's actually not for sale. It's that prefab over there. Oh, yes, let's go in. This gem of a property seems to have Angela's heart soaring before we've even stepped through the front door. But I think she'll be even more impressed by what she finds inside. Come in. What do you think?
Oh, bingo.
Bingo, that's what we wanted.
Bingo.
Yeah, very nice indeed.
It's so attractive. It's so... Oh, I love it.
So they've done a lovely job of really kind of completely remodelling the cottage. But I think keeping the original features, because you've got the lovely oak floor and this sort of skimmed effect on the ceilings and walls, great thick walls, and also, I mean, beautiful views. So, could you imagine moving straight in?
Yes.
Really?
My bags are packed.
Wow, she's decided to move in already. And I think she'll find the kitchen is a cook's paradise. Ta-da!
It just gets better. It just gets better.
Incredible.
I'm speechless. Absolutely
Plenty of work
speechless.
surface.
Yeah, there's no problem with work surface here. They've done it so well. It's just, everything's to my taste. It's just, I am speechless.
Shall I fill in a few details? With a lovely, lovely kind of big range there, super for cooking. And these lovely solid wood surfaces throughout. Got these lovely drawers, you know, the ones that go.
This is a dream kitchen.
Yeah,
it's a dream kitchen.
It is a great kitchen. Look at that view.
I know.
Magical. What's it making you
Absolutely.
think?
It's just making me want to be here now.
That's what we
Moving
like.
in now, tomorrow.
Angela's love affair with this house continues. To really seal the deal, I'm going to show her a bedroom which could take sleeping to a whole new level.
Oh, that's a surprise. I wasn't expecting this. Look up there.
Yeah, office upstairs.
Yeah. I wonder why they haven't put the bed up there.
So that's what I was about to suggest,
Was
but
it?
you're one ahead of me. Because I was thinking, because there's only 2 bedrooms in this property.
Right.
I was thinking that this is the second one, but I was thinking when Anthony comes down to visit, you could have a bed up there all made up and then have this as your study. What do you think, Norman?
Yeah, it's very good. I'll put a bed upstairs.
You've got these beautiful views again.
And behind that door, there's a lovely little ensuite shower room. Tick.
Yes? Tick.
So that's downstairs.
Okay.
Let's go up the stairs. The positivity continues. We'll make our way upstairs through a latched door in the sitting room and get Angela's take on the main bedroom. This is your bedroom, and what a bedroom it is.
Great.
Oh, that's nice.
It's,
That is lovely.
it's more than nice, Norman, it's magnificent.
It's marvellous. Lovely views as well.
Look at that view.
Apparently on a clear day you can see Scarfield Pike.
Yeah. I'm there. My bed's there. I've got some old-fashioned sort of furniture, which would just be in keeping with the style.
And there's a lovely bathroom up here as well, so it's effectively your ensuite.
That's nice, because it's like a private, completely private area. I don't think I'd change anything.
This cottage has passed the test with flying colours. Now, while the garden is a small one, it makes up for its size with those incredible views. That's your lovely little bijou garden, which is largely just a viewing post for that.
Yes.
Stunning.
Stunning.
So it's the beginning of the Lake District.
So is it a shared garden? Because there's a gate there through to the next door.
That's actually the Pennine Way. It goes through your... No, so that takes you to your carport. That's where you park your car.
Right.
This is your garden. This is the house. What's the price?
This has got to be over budget, I think. Let's go 262.
And I think because it's got 2 bedrooms rather than 3, I would think 240.
240. This property, in its current state, is on the market for 249,950.
Where's my checkbook?
I was nearest.
You were nearest. You win, except you don't win the property because you actually have to buy it.
Yeah. That's
But
good.
you're in a position to buy it.
Yes, that's good. Great.
Why don't you go in and explore? Maybe, you know, decide where you're going to put things. And I'll see you at the front.
Great, thank you.
That is great. It's a beautiful house. I think she should move straight in. Although, of course, we do have a mystery house to go. Priced within Angela's budget of £250,000, this traditional cottage is a tasteful mix of old and new and seems to fit the vision she has of her dream home. It gives her a fabulously spacious kitchen diner, 2 bedrooms, both en suite, one with a study area, a walled cottage garden, and parking for 2 cars.
When I decided I was moving to the countryside, I had sort of a picture, and this is nearly it. This is as near as it gets, I think. The only thing missing is a rose around the door, but that can soon be planted.
I love the living room. I love the kitchen and the bathroom. Really good. It's very homely. I would think this matches Angela's requirements quite well.
It's a beautiful spot here, very peaceful. I love this spot. I think you'll be very happy here.
I think I would as well.
But we've got one more house tomorrow, so let's rest up and get ready for the mystery house. As the sun sets over the beautiful countryside of the Lancashire borders, our first day of house hunting ends on a very positive note. School bursar Angela has a new job in Casterton and has £250,000 to make the move from the city of Edinburgh to the Lancashire countryside. She's brought along Dad, Norman, to give some practical guidance. So far, they've been impressed by the charms of a Victorian terraced house, then bowled over by our beautiful stone cottage. But coming up, the mystery house is like something from a fairy tale.
Really is Rapunzel-like, isn't it?
And I experience life as a worker in a Victorian cotton mill. You know, I think we may have painted ourselves into a corner of property excellence yesterday with that house, because house number 2 seemed to really hit the mark for Angela and for Norman. I mean, she loved it. She was practically getting her checkbook out. So the mystery house provides us with a bit of a challenge. We need to do something a bit different, so we thought we'd risk it and take Angela to a property that is far out in the countryside. Nice and rural, but not on the edge of a village, as she requested, and also is filled with period charm. Because the one thing that puzzled me about house number 2 was how was Angela, who has a good eye for colour and for style, going to put her mark on something that was so perfect? It's a risk, but we like risks on this show. For our mystery property, we're still in South Cumbria, but we've travelled further west, close to the village of Milnthorpe. We're just outside Angela's commute time to Casterton, which is 21 minutes away, and around 107 miles from her parents' home in Yorkshire. Milnthorpe has several old hostelries to choose from and hosts a market in the square every Friday. It's home to a variety of local shops, including a butcher and a baker. Our mystery property is 2.5 miles to the south in the hamlet of Hale. While Angela was hoping for a detached property, we don't think she'll mind having neighbours here when she sees what we have in store for her. A converted cowshed or shippen, which dates back to the 1700s in a farmstead development of 6 houses.
Oh, wow.
So in from the lane, you come into this lovely cobbled courtyard. And the property I want to show you is this one with the castellated turret.
Wow.
And you've got your private car space there and 3 communal spaces that you can share when people come to visit. What are your first impressions?
Oh, fantastic.
It's very interesting. It's very attractive.
Yeah.
Very attractive.
I won't say nice. It's better than nice.
Better than nice.
But I can't wait to see the inside of the rooms because, I mean, having a sort of your own turret, never had one of those before.
Queen of the castle.
Yes.
Angela seems intrigued and excited by the distinctive exterior of our mystery house. And I think when she sees the period features inside, she may be even more bowled over. Past the turret, straight into the kitchen.
Oh, that was a surprise.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's big enough. Yes, plenty big enough. Plenty of work space. Lots of character. It's got the beams.
It has got the beams, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bay window, enough room for a table. That's good.
But compared to yesterday, I mean, yesterday was a real zowie kitchen.
That was lovely. That was very modern and very new. But I think I prefer the character of this and the style of the building. It's just very different.
Does it feel like the sort of house where you want to live?
Feels lovely.
So should we go look upstairs?
Yeah.
So our mystery house may be nudging ahead of house number 2. However, it does have an unusual layout. On the ground floor is the guest bedroom, which comes with its own ensuite, while upstairs is where we find the sitting room. Up the turret, into the main living space.
Beams,
Beams.
small windows, lots of character. That's wonderful, isn't it?
And look, we give you for the first time a proper functioning open fire.
Great. There's the door there.
A door with a lovely balcony,
balcony.
yes. So you could sit out there on a summer's evening.
It really is Rapunzel-like, isn't it?
Norman?
Plenty of room. Take out some of the bigger furniture.
I'm surprised that there's an open fire in a building upstairs.
Again, historical, because Shippens, people lived above the animals. The animals would be down below, and they'd live up here, so they needed the fire.
That's great. Well done.
And you would sleep right next door. The period charm of this place is continuing to cast its spell over Angela and Norman, and there's more to be found in the master bedroom. So you can ensuite there, and then you come straight into a good-sized bedroom.
It is a good size, isn't it? You could have a king-size bed in here, no problem.
Yeah, you absolutely could. Norman, what do you think?
Yes, I love it. Plenty of room.
But what's nice again is there's real historical bones to the property, and just behind the unit there's a horseshoe stuck into the beam, which they used to do again in agricultural buildings to bring good luck.
Great. Everything helps.
Yeah.
I like this room. Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I like it as well.
Yeah,
I think the whole property has a very nice feel to
it's
it.
great.
Could it be that this property has won Angela's heart? We've just got the outside to see. This conversion has a really pretty private rear garden and patio. And among the communal areas, there's a field which is shared with the other properties. I have to say, I think this is probably the crowning glory of this property for me, because it's by far the nicest garden, I think, we've shown you.
It is. It's the biggest as well, I think.
The biggest, the most enclosed, still manageable,
Easy maintenance.
easy maintenance. But then here, in this sort of triangle of, quite a large triangle of land, there's a kind of communal orchard. It's a bit overgrown, so you might want to elect yourself the orchard keeper.
Buy a goat, eat the grass.
Oh, yes. See, he is practical, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Well, that's the package. What's the price?
This is a difficult one because it's still only 2 bedrooms, but it's got the turrets, it's got the lovely courtyards, the sort of overhang for the parking. I will be going 260.
Norman?
I'll go there because of the same reasons. 250, full budget.
Well, this property is actually on the market for exactly the same price as the last one, 249,950.
I win.
You win again.
So why don't you go in, have a look around. You can check out the downstairs bedroom and actually also the communal field. If you go out and around, you'll find it.
Okay.
Okay, see you later. Well, looky there. Mystery house, a contender too. Cat among pigeons. Nipping in at just under her £250,000 budget, the mystery property gives Angela the original features she wanted, along with a country-style kitchen diner, 2 bedrooms, one of which could be used as a study, a secluded garden, and a garage with additional parking.
Well, the mystery house was certainly a mystery. Who else has got a turret? It's cosy, it's very cute. With the contrast between house number 2, which was very modern, and this house, which is very cottagey, I've got a tough decision to make to whether to go for the modern or the cottagey character. It's going to be hard.
I thought that was really out of this world. It's been very well modernised, probably from its original barn origins. They've done a fantastic job.
Wow, they have swallows here in this courtyard. Beautiful. You've got swallows in your courtyard.
Really?
I'm saying it's your courtyard.
My
You haven't bought it
courtyard.
yet.
It is my courtyard.
Okay, very good. That's a good sign. It means there's going to be a summer, because there's more than one of them. Right, let's go somewhere and have some peace and quiet so you can digest all the properties you've seen, and then we can make some decisions. Okay, come with me. From Cumbria, we're now firmly back in the county of Lancashire, which quickly came to dominate the cotton trade with the onset of factory mass production in the 1760s. One cotton mill with one steam engine could power 50,000 spindles, the equivalent output of 200,000 people spinning by hand. And of the 35 steam-driven engines in 18th century British cotton mills, 29 could be found in Lancashire. The golden era of the mills lay firmly in the Victorian period, so I visited Queen Street Textile Museum in Burnley to see the world's only operational 19th century steam-powered weaving mill. I started by finding out more about the intricacies involved in weaving from Graham Myers. Graham,
Yes.
actually
Hello,
that
Alistair.
hall through there is amazing. Deafening and amazing. And so what would be going on here? So you're pulling the threads.
Well, each individual warp thread has to be pulled through.
So you've got the warp and the weft.
Yes.
I remember that from
Yeah,
school.
the warp. You remember, weft is left, right. Left, weft.
Very good.
Warp is front to back. But on here, we've got to, each individual warp thread has to be pulled through. Once it's been pulled through the correct eye, it has to be pulled through the dent in the reed. The dent is the gap in between. It's basically like a metal comb.
You have to do that by hand for every single thread?
By hand.
How many
And
threads
it
are
has
there
to
in there?
be in the correct order. On this particular one, there's 1,330.
And one man did that?
Yes. Now, most in the weaving shed, this is actually wool. It's for a loom, another loom that we've got. The calico that we do in the weaving is 2,600 ends or warp threads.
The Queen Street Mill specialised in producing cotton calico known as grey cloth. Steam would enter the 500 horsepower steam engine from the boiler room below and build to a pressure of around 150 pounds per square inch. 2 pistons would drive the flywheel, which in turn would spin the shafts to power the looms. This engine was built in the nearby town of Nelson and was in operation until the day the factory closed in 1982. And if I thought weaving was hard, I hadn't reckoned on engineer Terry Hutton putting me to work in the boiler room.
Small bit back, open the door.
Ooh, that's hot.
It certainly is. And it's basically a swing.
Oh, that's amazing. That is an incredible inferno. Would it have been just one man feeding
Just one man all day. He would have been down here from 6 o'clock in the morning right through till 6 o'clock at night, including Saturdays. It was imperative they had the steam. He had to get that steam to start that engine in the morning.
Amazing that it closed down in 1982. And it was still using this machinery.
He was using everything what you'll see today is exactly what was put in the beginning. From 1894, the mill started production in 1895. The big corporate people, they weren't really interested in buying a mill like this because the investment needed to fetch it up to the 20th century would have been enormous. So it just plodded along. And because it was in a village, probably it was just forgot. The way I look at it, all I am is the custodian for the next generation. If I don't do the job properly, then it goes.
The mill cost £20,000 to build, which was raised by selling off 4,000 £5 shares.
See you later.
Many mill workers were shareholders and passed them down through the generations of their families. In fact, when the mill closed in 1982, many of its employees were related to those original mill workers. And this, by the way, is the mill lodge, or reservoir, that holds the water, that feeds the engine, that makes the steam, that turns those wheels. That gave me a bit of a headache because they were very, very loud. But it is an amazing slice of Lancashire heritage. But I need to go and find Angela, find out about those houses. Well, here we are in Cumbria. This is Arnside. We've been sort of dotting back and forth across the border, Cumbria and Lancashire. But I wanted to kind of gather your thoughts about the houses as we've seen them. The first house seems like a long time ago, but it was that Victorian terraced house that we saw, very close to work.
Lovely location, nice village. Had the lovely wood-burning stove in the central room.
Yeah, you loved that room.
I did love that room, but I'm not sure you should buy a house based on one room. Although you could.
What about house number 2? Because that had a certain amount of wow factor from the two of you.
House number 2 was a stunning house from the outside and the inside. It had been sort of renovated to a very high specification, that beautiful big kitchen, and the use of space in the back room with a loft area. The location wasn't ideal for that property. It was sort of out of the town, out of the village. There were a couple of neighbours nearby, but nothing really you could walk to.
I liked house number 2. I liked the big thick walls. I liked the decor. It was beautiful. But for the amount of stuff that Angela's got, I don't think there was enough storage space in it.
What are your thoughts about the Mystery House?
Well, the Mystery House was just... that had the wow factor. It got the turrets, got the courtyard, lovely community.
And the house itself?
That had the wow factor as well. It had the little balconies, the door from the lounge upstairs, and the door from the bedroom downstairs outside. It had the best garden, by far. But the little courtyard with the houses around there, it was just lovely.
And Norman, did you notice any negatives, any practical things you should worry about?
No, none at all. That's surprising. Normally I'd find something, but I couldn't fault it.
In terms of what happens next, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to go back to the house with the turret with my son. He's up next week, so I'll take him along. I wouldn't like to buy somewhere without his, seeing it. Although I'm very tempted just to phone them up tomorrow, put an offer in.
Well, you're in a unique situation because you've sold your flat in Edinburgh. You've got the money in the bank.
I think you've done an amazing job. I mean, any of the 3 houses would have been, a good choice. But the Mystery House, you've certainly pulled it out of the bag with that one.
Oh, I'm very pleased.
We've had a great time.
Yeah, it was excellent. I loved it.
That was like a lightning bolt falling out of a clear blue sky. We were all convinced that Angela was almost signed and sealed on property number 2, and then, clear as a bell, she went for the Mystery House. But that's what makes this show so appealing. That, and coming to amazing bits of the countryside like here. We don't often come to the Lancashire borders, and you know what? I think we should come more often. So, join us next time for more Escape to the Country. Angela is clearly a woman of her word, as she made an offer on the Mystery House which was accepted. So we wish her well as she settles into her new home. If you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.